The galaxy had forgotten what hope felt like. For centuries, a single truth echoed across the stars. Resistance was suicide. The Council Dominion had made certain of it. Once the Council had been a body of equals 50 species united to end war and build peace. That dream had died long ago. Now it was an empire, ruled by fear and maintained by fleets that scoured the stars clean of defiance. Whole civilizations had vanished into its maw. Worlds burned for failing to pay tribute. Cultures erased for daring to dissent. In dark corners of the spiral arm, whispers told of species enslaved, their names stricken from record. The galaxy trembled in terror, but still, one symbol endured. At the far edge of the Council's chamber, built into the polished obsidian floor, was an empty chair. Dust gathered on its surface, but none dared move it. Some called it ceremonial, others a relic. The younger races barely knew its story, yet the elders remembered it was humanity's seat long ago. Humans had been among the Council's fiercest members. Bold explorers, reckless innovators, stubborn warriors, they had been both admired and feared. They had stood against predators when others faltered. And where the Council hesitated, they had acted and then they were gone. Entire fleets silent, colonies dark, even their homeworld unreachable. Extinction, the Council declared, a casualty of their own ambition. The seat remained empty, not out of respect, but out of fear that to remove it would awaken something best left forgotten. 1,000 years passed, then 2, then 5. Humanity faded into myth. Their name whispered only in half-remembered tales. Until the silence broke. It began on the border world of Veros Prime, where rebellion smoldered against the Council's chokehold. Verosian rebels fought with crude weapons against war machines designed to slaughter billions. They expected death. Instead, the sky split open. A fleet emerged from the void, ships sleek and unfamiliar, their hulls shimmering like liquid metal. They bore no council markings, no allegiance to known powers. The rebels thought them raiders, or perhaps saviors, sent by some forgotten god. The fleet broadcast a single message, carried on every frequency in every tongue known to the galaxy. We are humanity. We have returned from silence. Panic gripped the Council. Armadas were dispatched to crush the imposters, yet every engagement ended the same way. Council dreadnoughts vanished in blinding flashes of light, torn apart by weapons that folded space and bent gravity. Their strategies, honed over centuries, crumbled against adversaries who moved with precision bordering on prophecy. Entire fleets surrendered without firing a shot. Whispers turned to roars across the galaxy. The extinct had returned. Humanity lived in truth. Humanity had never perished. They had chosen silence. When faced with stagnation, internal strife, and enemies too numerous to fight, they had enacted Exodus Protocol. Vast populations retreated into hidden cryovaults. Scattered across uncharted systems, entire fleets cloaked themselves in the void, watched over by Custodian A's programmed to wait for the right time, and the custodians had waited well. For 5,000 years they studied, upgraded, perfected. They observed the Council's rise, its tyranny, its inevitable decay. They calculated probabilities, simulated wars, sharpened strategies. When the moment came, they awakened their charges, and so, the galaxy trembled. The Council chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates shouted, demanded explanations, cursed their intelligence networks for failing to predict this. The High Arbiter, a creature of polished chitin and cruel eyes, slammed his claws against the dais. Extinct, he roared. They were extinct. This is trickery, an illusion crafted by our enemies. But even as he spat, the chamber's ancient relay crystals flickered with blue light. No one had seen them active in 5 millennia. A figure appeared in hologram. Human, pale, hardened, armored in alloy traced with glowing filaments. His eyes scanned the chamber as though measuring each delegate's soul. His voice was calm, but it carried like thunder. You rule through fear. You enslave those you swore to protect. You believed us gone. You were wrong. The High Arbiter hissed. You think to challenge the Council Dominion. You are relics, ghosts clinging to a forgotten past. The human's gaze was steady. Relics endure. Ghosts linger. Tyrants fall. War consumed the stars. Human fleets struck with surgical precision. They liberated worlds, toppled garrisons, armed rebels who had known only despair. The custodians predicted every counterattack, turning ambushes into massacres on the battlefield. Human soldiers fresh from cryosleep, enhanced by nanotech woven into their very cells, fought like legends reborn. They were not countless, not yet, but their will was unbreakable. Every victory ignited hope. Every appearance of the long-lost humans fanned rebellion into wildfire. Species who had cowered for centuries now rose, chanting a single word, humans. The Dominion crumbled. Its fleets bled. Its worlds rioted. Its leaders turned on one another. The High Arbiter, once unassailable, found his throne besieged, and then, the impossible happened. The Council chamber doors opened. Delegates gasped as humans entered, not holograms, not ghosts, but in the flesh. Warriors flanked by liberated envoys, their armor scarred from battle, yet their eyes burning with unyielding fire. The lead human stepped forward, Voice carrying across the chamber. For millennia you silenced the galaxy with terror. Now hear this. Silence is broken. Humanity has returned. And we do not come as conquerors. We come as reckoning. The High Arbiter, dragged in chains, spat venom. You cannot erase the Dominion. We are eternal. The human looked down at him with something colder than hate-pity. No empire of fear is eternal, but humanity endures. Across the stars, the tremors ceased. Worlds once shackled now sang with freedom. Races long beaten into submission stood tall. The Council Dominion was no more, and in its place a new truth echoed. A phrase carried on every voice, every broadcast, every whisper in the void. The galaxy trembled in terror until humans returned from silence.